Mazda CX-5, the best-selling vehicle here in North America and actually globally, made in Japan. It's due for next generation. I mean, I just reviewed the 2025 model and it's still one of my favorite. Actually, I think it made it into like my top 10 vehicles last year that I reviewed out of the 130 vehicles or so. And now this is our first look that I can recall of the new generation CX-5. So we're going to go through the spy shots. We're going to break down the images. If you guys are excited, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully, we get a reveal soon. I mean, they're testing it. It could be revealed by this summer. Availability, fingers crossed, by the end of this year. We can hope. We can hope. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure like this vehicle's already been delayed. So who knows when it'll be coming, but this is good news. Spy shots on the CX-5. Well, they're keeping their iconic grille, and we'll split these images here so we can look at the next generation, the current generation. So this is post-refresh. 2022 is when they got a refresh. They changed the lights, but there is some similarities here. You notice how these lights kind of still boomerang around, except the light's no longer on the edge here. As the light's been pushed in closer actually to the grille instead of on the outside of the light fixture. Now, the lights have been moved into, and Hyundai kind of does this, been moved into the grille design. Notice how this daytime running light goes down right here. This is probably the low beam. We could have the high beam below it. I know that might not make sense, but it looks like there could be a double beam here, or they just have the bi LED headlight that we currently have. That would make sense to me, just to keep it simple. But we might have an additional cascading daytime running light down below. What we don't know is like how much the lights really make up the bezel. It looks like the daytime running lights, the light fixtures do make up the design some way, somehow, of the front grille bezel. All right, which, I mean, hey, people are going to see this and they're going to think, hey, it's a Mazda CX-5. They're not going to mistake it for anything else. And Mazda is a winning formula with this vehicle. Why would they mess it up by screwing with the design too much? I mean, even the bottom lip area, the same general design is there. Now, there is more plastic, more bumper between grille and upper grille and lower grille. Or down here, it's a very, very small piece. All right. Outside of that, A-pillar looks very similar. You got some roof rails here, or should I say, roof rails, not the roof rack, the bars that go across. But what about the mirror design? Is the mirror identical? It looks like it's the same exact mirror, for better or for worse. I don't think there's anything wrong with Mazda's current mirrors. So let's keep moving. Anything else? So we can see the face of the driver here a little bit. We got so many images, and so many of them there's not a lot of more information to deduct from those images. We need some more, so close up on the headlights. We need some more profile images, okay? Window. Let's look at the window bezel area. How much different is it? Well, it's seemingly identical as well, or close to. Notice the little kink in this, window bezel here. It's a little bit lower on the current gen. It looks higher here on the next gen coming out, but the canopy can't change a whole lot. Remember, this is a global car. I almost said universal car, same thing. It's a global car, so it has to be. It can't change too much from the dimensions of the current model. I mean, look at the overhang. The overhang looks to be exact same on the back too. So yeah, I don't think this CX-5 is really going to look much different. Obviously, different headlight design, different grille design. But apparently what we're looking at here is the hybrid model. And I got some information from the email that was sent to me with these spy shots, so I'll read into that here in a little bit. But these could be a new wheel design. Nothing too fancy there. And we don't know if the wheel arches are going to be painted. You can see that it's gloss here on this turbo model down below. But the side profile, guys, it looks so similar. Let's see if I have other pictures of the current gen. I mean, it looks awfully similar, and that's a good thing. Don't fix what ain't broken. Now, I will say, just looking at this, it could be optical illusion because of camouflage. The hood length looks to be a little bit longer, but I mean, it's probably just optical illusion. So let's go to the back. Do we have any images of the rear? All right, so let's zoom in here on the back. Dual exhaust like we have on current Mazdas. This looks like it's keeping the independent rear. Some people were worried about the torsion beam. It doesn't look like you're going to have to worry about that. Obviously rear windshield wiper. These lights, we don't have a light bar. So these lights kind of look like the rear of a CX-90. Let me pull those up real quick. All right, here's a CX-90. I know it's in the dark. Geez, I pulled up a terrible image of the CX-90's rear tail lights, but there you go. I mean, there's some similarities there with how the outside of the taillight kind of swoops up. You can also see the turn signal here is embedded right in the middle. I think this is one of my last images. Yeah, that's it. And I said I would read some of the information on the email. One of the things they mentioned is that Mazda could rename this to the CX-40. That'd be a bad idea. Don't rename your best-selling vehicle. People are brand aware. People know the power of the CX-5 nameplate. They rename the CX-5 the CX-40 or the CX-55. I think it'd be a catastrophic failure. The CX-70 naming situation was already a failure in my opinion. It's just a two-row CX-90. Just why name it anything different than a CX-90? You can get a CX-90 with 2 rows or 3 rows. Why name it a CX-70? The CX-70 should have been the CX-60 for our market, in my opinion. The CX-60 that's seen in other markets. But anyways, don't fix what ain't broken. It's going to look like a new generation despite the dimensions being about the same, because the new grille design, the new headlight design, and taillight design is going to be so much different than the current model. We don't have images of the interior. This is I just noticed, look at this amber turn signal. I don't know, I missed that the first time. So these two lights right here are also your turn signals. That looks pretty sharp, but that's about it. So CX-5 hybrid, we don't know how Mazda is going to do this hybrid. It's not going to be like Toyota's. It's not going to be like Subaru's. It's not going to be like Honda's. And it won't be like Nissan's e-Power. I don't know what kind of transmission they're going to use. It's still a huge mystery. We have plug-in hybrids in Mazda's lineup with the CX-90. And we have a mild hybrid with the CX-90 and CX-70. But a hybrid to compete with the RAV4 hybrid or CR-V hybrid, that's what we're expecting here. So it needs to be around 200 horsepower. It needs to be around 40 miles per gallon, but Mazda has to make it fun to drive. The CX-50 hybrid that uses the RAV4 hybrid powertrain, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's reliable. It's efficient. It's not an enthusiast hybrid. So hopefully Mazda can have some spunk, some pizzazz with this hybrid powertrain. I know Honda's next gen hybrids coming out next year, and by the end of this year with the Prelude, those are going to feel so much more engaging if you want them to be, mimicking DCTs. Maybe Mazda kind of goes that route. Or Mazda could do the more recent Toyota approach with Toyota's performance hybrids, where they have an e-axle in the back for all-wheel drive. Then up front, they have a 6-speed auto connected to an electric motor, connected to a gas engine. That's what I would like to see, but Mazda would need an all-new transmission for that sort of situation. They don't need a new engine. They have good engines, so just take an existing engine, hybridize that with a new transmission and a new electric motor up front and a new e-axle on the back. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's much more than what they currently have in terms of complexity. If executed right, a fun to drive 40 mile per gallon hybrid. I'll see you guys down below. Are you surprised with how similar this vehicle looks? I kind of am, to be honest, but it's a global model. They can't change it. They can't change it too much. And it's a winning formula. Yeah, the overhangs aren't terrible here either. They're pretty minimal on the current CX-5. So yeah, it's going to be a good looking, fun to drive little crossover like it currently is. So don't expect them to change too much. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.